Good morning, Facebook. Okay, so as you you probably didn't notice, but I'll point it out for you right now. Usually I wear the jacket with a little Jams logo, but the thing is, that's my warm weather jacket that I only wear when it's hot out, but I know it's going to be cooler other places. Once the weather starts to cool down a little bit, I bust back out the regular thickness hoodie. The Jams one is t-shirt fabric. So this is my normal hoodie, which I'm wearing because it's finally gotten cool again. It seems like, the weather has gotten its head back on straight, and after the last couple weeks of this ridiculous heat wave, thank God, hopefully everything maybe will settle in to being back to normal, because it seems like for the last couple of weeks the universe has lost its mind. But more on that later, or maybe not, I don't know. Let's do some dish.
It's the Daily Dish on
Hugh Hefner, the founder of Playboy, passed away last week at the age of 91, and for some reason the entire world was lauding him as this benevolent, progressive, artistic genius. One guy who worked for him, though, had a different take on that. Stefan Tettenbaum worked as a valet for Hugh from 1978 to 79, and said he used to host things called pig nights, where he would call a bunch of prostitutes for his friends to interact with. Now, I'm not going to get into the gory details here because some of the stuff is pretty gross, but Stefan says Hugh was, quote, very brutal to his girlfriends and sex partners, and said he treated them as disposable. And allegedly he kept video footage of all the stuff that went down at these nights and was prepared to use it against anyone who spoke out against him. So wait, you mean to tell me that a guy who built a media empire and made millions of dollars off the objectification of women was kind of a scumbag? No way! O.J. Simpson was released from prison just after midnight Saturday night. They snuck him out in the middle of the night to avoid incident. He spent the last 9 years behind bars in a Nevada prison for a robbery he perpetrated in a hotel in Vegas in 2007. Now he's out on parole. He plans to go back to Florida, but the state's Attorney General, Pam Bondi, wants to block him from living there. Can't imagine why she wouldn't want a guy who was famously narrowly acquitted of a criminal murder charge in the 90s, then convicted for the same case in civil court, and who was then convicted of a robbery in the late 2000s, living in her state. Anyway, OJ's attorney says she can't do that, and I would wager that's probably true. The first thing he wants to do is visit the grave of Nicole Brown, the woman he definitely did not murder, according to the criminal courts. OJ's nickname is The Juice, for obvious reasons. So naturally, once the media picked up on this story, they had plenty of hot, fresh takes on it. Check this out.
The juice is loose. The juice is loose. The juice is loose.
The juice is loose.
The juice is loose. The juice is loose. The juice is loose.
What a wonderful, creative world we live in. And since both of those stories have dark overtones, and today is a really slow celebrity news day, instead of another relatively detailed dissection of one story, I'm just going to run down a list of interesting little tidbits that happened since we last did this dance. So, Stephen King's It may have retaken the #1 spot at the box office after dropping to #2 last weekend. The full numbers aren't in, but It, alongside Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and Tom Cruise's new movie American Made, they're all hovering around the $17 million mark for the weekend. The final numbers today could shift those placements. Macklemore debuted at #2 with his new solo album Gemini, behind The Killers, who scored their first #1 with their new album Wonderful Wonderful. And Lionel Richie and Luke Bryan have at long last joined Katy Perry on the judging panel for American Idol, which is good because shooting starts tomorrow.
Get in the morning. Next. Wake up. Jams 96.3.
So that's where we're at right now. We got coming up, let's see. We're going to talk about, in honor of the candy corn pizza ridiculousness, we're going to talk about the greatest pizza topping and whether or not you would try candy corn on pizza. Spoiler alert, you shouldn't, because that sounds gross. We got WWE live tickets. They're coming to the Times Union Center December 29th. I'll be giving those away just after 8 o'clock. And then we got another shot to get qualified for Mac to School, free MacBook Pro. Another winner this Friday afternoon, 4:40. I will have your next chance to get in the running for that coming up just after 9 o'clock during the High Five at 9. Other than that, we got the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show coming up 10:30 this morning. Episode number 51. We're past the 50 episode mark. I can't believe we're doing this long. It's been about 3 months now. So we'll get that all going. Otherwise, I'm just glad that the weather, to revisit that, I'm just glad that everything's cooled off a little bit, because that 90-degree heat at the end of September was out of control, and I hated it. I don't like that weather during the middle of summer. It's okay at that point, because that's what you expect, but that's, nope, not when it's officially fall. Get that out of here. Thank goodness. So, yeah, we'll see you in a few minutes. We'll see you in a couple hours. Thanks for watching, listening, tuning in. Until next time, peace be with you.